Hello and welcome to a very extra special bonus episode of we're at the left side. I guess it's side talk. We are here to hype up All In, which is this Sunday, and we are all absolutely excited, all doing an excite. So I'm joined by my side talk co-host Scott. We have Brandon making a reappearance after he was on the All In hype show last year, and his debut. We've got Michael. How's it going, boys? Are we all well?
Yeah, well, thank you.
Very, very good indeed. Are we all hyped for Sunday?
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
All nodding and at the same time.
Anticipation,
yeah. Yeah. And that's the hype show done. So thank you for joining in. So we're just going to have a quick run through that, talk about bits and pieces that we're looking forward to, and just other things that might come up. So I hope you enjoy the ride. So the pre-show, there's been a match announced for the pre-show, and it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. We've got Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro Ishii versus Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander, which I think is going to be hilarious. What are we thinking about this one, fellas? Brandon, do you want to go first?
I'm kind of shocked, to be honest, by it.
Yeah, man.
I don't think it's going to be what you think it is. Personally, I think that I can see Stokely actually not wrestling and then changing and bringing someone else out last minute. I think if he does wrestle, it'll be probably hilarious.
Probably spent half the match running away.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited to see Ishii on the card. I didn't expect that. That's being quite a long standing New Japan fan and just like Japanese wrestling fan. I think that's pretty cool to see, and getting such a large presence, which is it's cool. But yeah, I can see him bringing somebody else in. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna. I think that's just done for like the shock factor.
Yeah, I see your point. I can see that happening now you've mentioned. Michael, how do you feel about this match?
Yeah, I'm excited for Ishii. I think watching a lot of RevPro, he's been in that quite a lot of times, and when he appears, I think he's almost like taken for granted. Almost like he comes over, he's a huge star in Japan, and the British crowd. I don't know if he sometimes just go, he's here again, and he's a big name. So I think for him, it'd be good. I hope he just smashes someone up. I just love watching him just destroy people, basically, because he's nuts.
Mr. No Neck, slapping, chopping people's faces off. Good stuff. Scott, what about you, brother?
Yeah, excited for this one because he'll be at the RevPro match the night before, and it's a match with JJ Gale, so that's going to be quite a hard-hitting contest. So I think, he's going to be a bit banged up from that one, but he's a tough old sausage, isn't he? So. Just seeing him, it's going to be like, I guess, like a comedy element to it with Stokely. I say the thing is, be a lot of running around, like Brandon says. There might be a few underhand tactics. We might even see some replacements. Maybe Grado, year 2. This is his window. But I'd say get there early, folks. Because I think last year a couple of the pre-televised things caught a few people off guard with the Miro and Hobbs and Grado as well. Jeff Jarrett coming out. That kind of happened before the show happened, but it was worth catching and get you in the mood for the show. But it's going to be a fun opener.
Yeah, for sure. And as it stands, that's the only pre-show match that's announced. So I'm sure there'll be another 6 or 7 added by the time the show actually comes around.
Like RJ City posted today that the 0 hour is 2 hours long. So he says, I won't explain why, but then, yeah, it kind of...
2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours,
minimum 6 matches.
I do think they'll probably add another one to the 0 hour. Probably another 1 or 2.
Yeah, for sure. Well, while we're on the idea of 0 hour, this match for me could be on 0 hour because I'm not so hyped for it as much as I could be. Can you guess what I'm about to say? The Chris Jericho versus Hook.
I did want to say
it. Scott, go on, dude. What do you feel about this?
This has got to be when Jericho gets his comeuppance, right? It's got to be.
I think so, yeah.
But, I wasn't, people were kind of disappointed last year at his positioning against Ospreay, and it was one of my favourite matches. So
it was a banger.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be good stuff. I'm personally looking forward to it. I think he's won me over with the learning tree shtick, despite me really not wanting to get on that.
Hi guys.
Yeah. So, and just to think of a couple of months or about a month ago, everyone's like, "Well, Hook's gone. They've written him off. He's off to WWE. Bye bye Hook." And now he's at Wembley. I think this is maybe, part of the what's enticed him to stick around. Having a match with Jericho. Wembley is a great thing to have, and I think it's more of this is more things to come for Hook rather than Jericho's going to murder him and write him off and we'll never see him again.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, Michael, how do you feel about this match? Happy with it being on the main card, or do you feel it should be a pre-show match like I do?
Yeah, I don't. I think Jericho is so in there that I wouldn't be surprised if he wins.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised, unfortunately, I'm sort of disagreeing here with Scott. I wouldn't be surprised if it is kind of Hook's last one. Because I think, I'm not sure where his character is going anyway in AEW. I've never been convinced by the bad boy. I've got my hood up, and I don't know. He doesn't convince me as a character. I don't know where he could go because it's his size issue for me. I think going around some of the guys that he's been up against, I just didn't really get it. I'm glad he's kind of come away from the whole Taz is my dad bit. But yeah, I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Jericho wins because he took the loss last year as well, didn't he? To the hometown boy.
Good point. Yeah, very good call. Yeah, Brandon, what do you think, dude?
I think the build-up hasn't been too good for this one. It's not been terrible, but I definitely think it just feels like what happened last year. Where Hook loses the championship, goes into All In, takes it back. It just feels like a bit of the same thing. And to me, the build-up could have been a little bit better. I would say I'm probably looking forward to the match. I've enjoyed, the learning tree character. I think it's been... I don't know how, Jericho always manages to bring something new to the table. Even, what is he, like, in his 50s now or something? And he's still being... he's still being fresh. He's still being new, and I think we've got to celebrate that. But yeah, I think the build-up could have been a little bit better.
Retiring? That doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. I can. I'll take your point. I can see Jericho picking a win up here, but I also can see, it's basically rinse and repeat, isn't it? And that's kind of why I'm a bit like pre-show. Could be on the pre-show for me, but it definitely will not. It'll probably definitely be on the main card because Jericho's one of the main reasons AEW exists. So Tony Khan will always give him the pat on the back and the position that he's earned and deserves and stuff. So, I mean, going to get to see Shibata with my own eyes. Assuming he's going to be some kind of play some kind of role in this match, because he's going to have Big Bill and Brian Keith on the other side. So I'm guessing Shibata's going to come out to try and like level up the scores and all that kind of stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing Shibata. I'd love to see a Shibata match on the pre-show added. I've just thought to myself, oh wow. And now I'm nursing a semi under the desk. Anyway, so yeah, I'm probably going to go with. I think Hook's going to take it back. To be honest with you, going to regain the FTW title. So yeah, I'll go with that. Next match. Any other thoughts? Silence is deafening, boys. Yeah. Thank you. So the tag team title match has been turned into a 4-way, which I'm finding very cool, a very interesting way to go. So we've had the stalemate between FTR and the Acclaimed during Collision last week. So now it's turned into both those teams and a team to be decided versus the Young Bucks for the AEW tag titles. So I think this is a really cool idea. It's a good way of getting lots of people in one match. Probably always the massive issue with like big massive shows like this. You just want to like reward everybody as much as you possibly can, but there's only so many places you can that you can give. So personally, I think I would like to see either Top Flight or Private Party take that last spot. Just as like they've been day one team, and it would be great to see them get their moment. Probably Private Party, actually, thinking about it, unless there's any other teams that you guys can think of. Scott, what do you think, dude?
So, I don't know. For the tag team, as we're saying, what we're all thinking, the Bucks are just gonna win again. Is that kind of the consensus here?
I think so. Yeah, they haven't defended the belt since they won them, right?
Yeah, because you've got Bucks, FTR, and Acclaimed, and they just seem. I don't know what's happened, but they all just seem very cold at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
And I think maybe what's been rumored to be happening with Lucha Brothers is kind of. But we said on the last episode, compared to 2022, the tag division's kind of a shadow of itself. And when I was thinking, what teams could fill their place, the Righteous, they're not convincing me.
Like this.
GYV are in talks. They had a really good showing, but apparently haven't been able to come to terms with AEW, and they've obviously got a lot going on in their own business ventures. Motor City Machine Guns, what happened there, we don't know. It just seems to be the curse of AEW is when you put the spotlight on something that's failing, another plate falls. And I think at the moment the tag division is, and it seems to be like the Bucks. I don't know if it's a bit, but they just kind of seem to be a bit over it at the moment. And unfortunately, Okada's kind of getting caught up in that kind of malaise. And I mean, I'm sure it'd be great. They'll always pull it out of the bag, and it'd be a great match. It's just at the moment, if you said to me 18, 24 months ago, this match, I'll be like, yes, please. But now I'm kind of like, okay, not really, which is a shame. But
if the fourth team was Aussie Open, I'd be absolutely.
Is there a fourth team in this, or is the fourth team in the trios?
Team is the trios match.
Yeah, so there's only those three guys.
Is it just a trios match? Is it this for the tag titles? Is it? I thought it was the trios for the London ladder match. Right, so I've just made a fool of myself. Nothing new there. Right, yeah.
But it just goes. But it kind of goes to show that for the trios and for the tag, they're kind of like all just the belts are there and they have to feature, but there's no real storyline on either of side. I don't think at the moment.
Yeah, I get that very much. So yeah, so I mean, it'll be cool to see all those teams getting to see FTR and the Bucks live in person will be pretty cool, and the Acclaimed are always good fun. But I do understand it's like the women's division's really taken off over the past few months in AEW, but like the tag divisions really fell by the wayside a little bit in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, that is disappointing. We need some new exciting teams, some new blood, some new life breathed back into it. But yeah, I am thinking Bucks retain.
Is that an issue of the Bucks again having that control over that area that you aren't getting the teams coming through? Like when you were talking, I was thinking if there is a fourth team, that actually makes it more interesting. Because there might be Motor City Machine Guns might come out and there might be like a massive pop for them. But now there isn't. I'm like, oh, it's kind of they're your three strongest teams. Any one of them. But there's nothing with that outside of that coming through. There's more coming through in TNA than tag team wise than in NW.
It should be Aussie Open, but for some reason, Mark Davis has just been MIA since last October. Like he was posting pictures of him in the gym lifting weights, like 6 months ago. So his wrist, I assume, is healed. So I don't understand why he's still off TV. Yeah, maybe there's other plans with the Don Callis family kind of thing. But Aussie Open are just a massive miss for me at the minute. Really, really are. They were the big life breathing addition to that tag team tag team division, and they aren't not there. So,
but why
strange
they not do any of the New Japan ones as well? They've done it with some of the stars like Ishii, etc. But a lot of people don't like him. But you got Maloney and Driller, Maloney. So why? Even if you brought them in as one hometown boy there as well, like
they're doing an appearance as well, aren't they? Oh, so they'll be there.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of surprises. Yeah, like that's probably why they're reserving the spot for the trios match.
Yeah, I think the best thing that could happen is if the Bucks do retain, then Aussie Open come out and the War Dogs come out, and then give the tag team division a kickstart there.
Yeah,
I would very much appreciate that big time. Yeah. So yeah, apologies for the cross mogination of not knowing which matches. Which. So we've mentioned it. So should we move on to the trios titles match? So it's a London ladder match for the trios titles between the Patriarchy. We've got House of Black. We have help. I've forgotten. Who else is in this match?
Patriarchy, House of Black, and
1 second over the card.
I'm struggling, man. I can't remember at all. And then it's a mystery fourth.
We've got the Bang Bang Gang.
Oh, of course, yeah, Bullet Club Gold, who aren't Bullet Club Gold anymore, which is kind of confusing. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot. Bang Bang Gang. I'm not on good form tonight. Just got back from camping in the. Yeah, Bullet Club Gold, man. They were like one of my favourite things. I'm not sure what the Bang Gang thing's about, but anyway, probably just moving away from Bullet Club thing, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, how are we feeling about this match? Michael, do you want to
go? A bit like the tag team one. Again, hoping that whoever comes out spices it up. It'd be nice again to see someone perhaps from Rev Pro coming out making a 3. That link is there at the moment, big time. So it'd be nice if it was there. it seems like they don't really know what to do with House of Black either. They, I'm starting to compare the 6 in WWE, but yeah, it's like what can they do with them? Like Malachi Black is quality, but they don't seem to know how to use his skills and use his persona. And is he wasted again within a 3? Probably, yeah. It would be fun. It will be fun, and the same with the tag team. It will be a fun match because you've got good wrestlers within it. But is there a story? Because have I missed it? Because I can't. That's the other thing. Sometimes which is the build up to it isn't there.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah, it's just another division that's kind of a bit very cold at the moment, isn't it? I'd like Flight to be the mystery team again, just giving them the flowers and being like a day one addition. But it would be cool to see someone like a guest come in, like a guest addition, guest team from maybe another promotion and stuff. But Brandon, what do you think, dude?
I think the build up could have been a little bit better. I did enjoy Christian Cage's run up to becoming the champion. I thought the little, there's got like a little side story running with Luchasaurus or Kill Switch now. So I think that I don't think they are going to retain purely because I can see Kill Switch turning on Christian Cage in the match, and then I think that's going to trigger new champions. I would like the 4th team to be Top Flight, personally. So that's Dante Darius and
Action Andretti.
That's the one. And then it'd be pretty cool to see them win. I think getting some new faces on the belts, people that have never had it before, might give them some better meaning. But yeah, I think I really enjoyed Christian Cage's when he was the special guest referee. I really enjoyed how he tried to screw everyone over and get the 10 count and then just ended up, ultimately screwing himself over. I thought that was pretty cool. Did see it turning into everyone gets the chance though, so it wasn't very well hidden. But yeah, I enjoyed that bit, but I think the rest of it wasn't the best, but it was enjoyable enough, and I'm pretty excited about it being a ladder match as well. Obviously that's Christian's thing, ladder matches. So yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah,
Scott, what do you think, dude?
Top Flight's a good call there, definitely, because they're obviously excelling ladder matches as well. For Darius to come back to ladder matches after that injury he had, his ankle, and he's done some since. His, shows he's got no fear. And I saw Leo Rush was getting ready to make the flight over. Again, he's not announced for anything yet, but he's part of that. That kind of repackage of Top Flight that we've seen recently. Did see some people speculating that maybe this is where a trio, some new kind of take on the Hurt Business might appear. So
the Hurt Syndicate, apparently.
The Hurt Syndicate, yeah.
Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I think in the past, MVP's talked about wanting to work with Ricochet as well. So maybe Ricochet, Lashley, Benjamin with MVP as, there's a slot for Jay White to make his appearance back. For some I think it's going to be a lot of shenanigans in this match.
Yeah.
Especially if Christian's involvement.
Yeah, it's going to be fun regardless of the weird kind of weird build up and stuff. So yeah, should be good. Should be fun. So we'll move on to one of the next matches. Jack Perry versus Darby Allin for the TNT title. Did everybody see the video of him like make his own TNT title belt, like through
I thought that was so cool.
blacksmith.
That was so cool. Like, it was such a great, such a great little turn.
Yeah, like amazing. Like they can do that shit. That's really cool. But yeah, I like these guys, but like I wish there was like an Okada match on the main card that I could look forward to a bit more than this. You know what I mean? Like I thought we were going to get Okada versus Hangman at all. We still might, I guess. We'll see. That is what, tomorrow? Is it tonight? No, it's tomorrow night, isn't it? At time of recording. So more matches will probably be announced at that point, and then there's Collision, and then there'll be another match added then, I'm sure, or 5, I don't know. So yeah, I'm sure this match will be I think is Darby going to win it, do you think?
I can't see it. No.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd make sense with the Elite's run at the minute, and because they're putting them over as like, the big bad guys, and then obviously the big bad guys got to have the gold. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I was very unsure on this. I think I'd quite like Jack Perry to win, just to kind of solidify a bit of a bit of credence to his new persona and the whole Elite thing and stuff. It has felt a bit weird with the Elite thing, because obviously they've cleared up all like most of the belts, and then they're on about being like in charge and stuff like that. But like none of them have hardly been on TV for like ages, and they're not really hammering home the whole "we run this show" kind of thing, and they haven't been since like a couple of weeks after it started. So it's been a real odd one.
They're not really doing anything with Okada's belt either. Something I thought that I think would be pretty cool is if Ospreay took back the belt and then had like a match with Okada, and then they just unified the two belts and made an AEW like Intercontinental Championship. Made it mean something more,
Yeah. If Ospreay, sorry, go.
Go on, Scott.
Yeah, Ospreay could then like be going for a triple crown, couldn't he? Picking up 3 titles, because obviously he's got to have a title shot at some point. It's a big one, so yeah, that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So all I can think about is the fact that Carter's not on this show at the moment. So I don't know whether.
I think Jack Perry's done really well. I want to back him a little bit, because I read an article about him on there, coating him, absolutely rinsing him, and I was a bit like, actually, he's doing exactly what you would want him to do. I mean, the whole thing with Drew McIntyre was very clever from both parts. Them together, but he's like, I don't even almost see him with the Elite anywhere. I think he's done enough himself, and I think the chair shot as well. Just wow, he's doing bits to and he's calling himself the scapegoat, and he is clever at what he's done. I think even when he made his reappearance, I was like, clever stuff, like, and it almost cements that whole view of CM Punk as well. Like, actually, CM Punk, you've got a lot of people that back you within wrestling fraternity, but I think actually you've done all right as a young wrestler to come through that, because they could have been him off easy. CM Punk was always looking to get out of AEW, but I think with him, he's actually reinvented himself really well. You remember he was Jungle Boy, for God's sake, like loincloth. Actually, he's come back and gone, actually, no, I am quite a legitimate wrestler. Like, so Darby Allin's just mental, in my opinion. Some of the things he still does are crazy, which makes it. I think it's going to be quite a good match, and I think they'll do stuff again. There will definitely be some glass involved.
Flamethrowers,
real glass.
Definitely, they will do something with glass just to make the point.
Yeah, I think that's quite the point. Is like of the Elite, the one we're most interested in talking about the most is Jack Perry. And if you look at this time, All In last year, Jack Perry's career could have been over in the way he's gone to America. It's all been handled very well. I couldn't see him coming back. I've said this before on the show, without everyone just drowning him in CM Punk chants. That's kind of done now. It's kind of like almost a bit cringe if you start chanting CM Punk at a show at Jack Perry. It's like, oh, come on, get with the program. He's doing new, interesting stuff. And I think also this is going to be like the ultimate, after, the footage and the controversy of last year, him coming back a year later and being champion at Wembley is the ultimate. Well, sorry about that. Sorry you had to, that happened last year. Hope this makes it up to you. And I think, he's like we were saying, he's a very interesting character. He's taken a lot of, the chair shots that you alluded to just now, and he's, from if you said a year ago the new elite is going to be the Bucks, Okada, and Jack Perry. Remember when everyone was saying that the devil was going to be Jack Perry, and everyone was like, "No, that would suck. Jack Perry's awful. He's done. He's washed. Who cares?" And now everyone's like, "Oh, did you see him do this with the belt? Did you see him do that with, when he was with House of Torture in Japan?" And when he first came back as a heel and he had the shades on and he was so unconvincing, and he was just boasting, "Oh, I've got a hot girlfriend and I'm a badass," and everyone was like, "This is not good."
It's more.
And now he's
he seems himself.
Yeah.
Not Jungle.
Yeah. Almost. I mean, not on a level of, say, like a Roman Reigns, but like kind of like you've got someone that you forced to be a face, and then they've tried to go away and make him a baddie, and then you've given him this weird opportunity like Roman had with like the pandemic era, and Jack Perry's had with the CM Punk incident, for just like all bets are off. It's broken now. Just do what you want to do, and then they've gone on to like the biggest successes of their careers.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to raise that Jack Perry. Sorry, I just feel like he's underplayed. He's underplayed at the moment, but yeah, and Darby Allin, not dismissing what he does, but I think again he's another one that literally would just take for granted. Oh look, he's just flown high off of Wembley Stadium. Oh, that's normal. What he does, isn't it? Just crazy stuff.
He's gonna put 50p down that he's gonna dive off one of the Wembley arches onto Jack Perry and be fine somehow.
I can actually see him coming, like grappling down.
Yeah.
From one of the archers. I think that would be just insane, and that would be quite a nice nod to Sting as well.
Yeah,
surprise me one bit. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me one bit at all. So move on to the. Should we do the TBS Championship match? We've got Mercedes versus Britt Baker. I'm really quite looking forward to this one. I think these two girls are going to have great chemistry and they're going to smash it. I think it's going to be some. Scott, do you want to take this one, dude?
With this one, I don't know which way it's going to go. If I had to call it, I'd probably say it's going to be retain Mercedes. But I think with Camille in her corner, I think this is the perfect time for Jamie Hayter to come back, especially after last year and the radio silence. Last year we were like anticipating her maybe coming into All In. That when we found out that wasn't going to happen, that was a massive knock, I think, for the whole event. I think the UK crowd are really eager to see her back, and I think, like as Britt when she came back a couple of months ago and she got that amazing, response. I think those guys coming back, it's kind of it's probably going to be one of the pops of the night if Jamie Hayter can come back, and I hope she does. I think ultimately they're going to keep the belt on Mercedes just because you're in that kind of renegotiation with the TV rights. She's a well-known media face. They've already kind of got her face all over next year's show in Texas. So spoiler alert, I'm sure everyone knows we're not getting it next year. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, cool, man. Michael, what do you think, dude?
I didn't. Mercedes, like, she's quite disliked as well. I didn't realise how much in terms of kind of the live crowd response to her. It was I felt it was quite a big thing because she was in the crowd last year, wasn't she? And they kept panning in to her, and it felt, that's pretty cool. She's coming over. don't know if she's actually done as much as. I don't know. I don't know if it's lacking a little something with her. I thought maybe I was expecting more because of the hype. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it'd be nice if she lost a title, but I don't think she will.
Yeah, she's a great wrestler, that's for sure, and it's nice to see kind of work in the style that she likes, because that's what AEW is all about. Like I was reading the Danielson quote earlier, and it was just like WWE's great, but the style's not what I like, and AEW is much more the style that I like. So it's just freedom, I guess, isn't it, to express yourself in ring however you see fit, kind of thing. So yeah, Brandon, any thoughts to add?
I'm just gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say that Britt wins. Mercedes drops the belt, and then Mercedes and Camille attack Britt in the ring afterwards, and then Hayter comes back. So Hayter still returns. Britt takes the title. Do they have like Grand Slam champions in AEW? I'm not sure if that's really a thing yet, but if Britt wins, she'll have won everything. I do think that'd be quite a cool point to bring in, maybe a women's tag belt. I think the division's there. I think it'd be a really nice addition. Maybe that could lead into that.
Yeah, there's a lot of women on the roster for sure, so there's a lot of potential. Yeah, I'm hyped to hopefully see Jamie Hayter. It's been a long time coming, and she'll be very welcome indeed after such a long time out. It's been like 18 months nearly. So
yeah, something like
that. Long time. So yeah, much needed. So should we move on to the other ladies match on the main card? The women's AEW Women's Championship match. Timeless Toni Storm versus the Glamour Mariah May. I think this is going to be an absolute belter. Brandon, do you want to kick us off on this one, fella?
Yeah, sure. I'm probably looking forward to this match just as much as the main event. Like, for me, I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but for me, I think that Toni Storm is the best women's wrestler in the world right now. I think she's doing the best work of any women's wrestler. She's just, I just can't say enough good things about her. And honestly, I didn't see the turn coming from Mariah. I was genuinely like thrown back when she turned, because I thought it was going to be like MJF, Adam Cole last year, still friends. They fight for the title. They stay friends. Obviously, that didn't last, but something along those lines. I genuinely did not see the turn coming. That made the whole thing so much more like engaging for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one so much, and I think Mariah's done so well to, she did some great work in Japan and then came over to AEW, and she's just absolutely killed it at every single opportunity. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, sure. Michael, any thoughts to add, fella?
Yeah, I think that when you were saying, Brad, about the beatdown, when I watched it, I was a bit like, a bit uncomfortable. Like, it was like watching it, I was like, all right, you can leave it now. I think she's done. It's like, yeah, and it was a bit like, all right, I love a bit of blood and gore and stuff, but it did feel a little bit uncomfortable, which is what they wanted, obviously. But I was like, yeah, fair play, you've done it, right? So yeah, I think it would be a good match because they've really built up that kind of hatred thing. But yeah, the beatdown was quality. Well done. It made me go, stop.
The turn caught me cold as well. I thought it was going to be Tony turning on Mariah, so for it to be the other way around literally left me like, what? Having one of those kind of moments. So yeah, that was cool. Scott, any thoughts for that?
Yeah, it's been a great feud, great moments. Like I think we've always said, it's all caught. The beats have all caught us off guard. We're expecting them to come, but where they came, we weren't expecting. We've had Tony Schiavone with his famous speak bit, which it was great when Mariah called him out when she came out, and she's like, "Can I speak now, Tony?" And just the way he sold to being uncomfortable was hilarious. But has Luther been written off now? Is Luther like dead kayfabe for now? Because last couple of times Tony Storm's come out, she's come out with a black wig, and there's been no Luther, right? Is that?
Yeah, correct. I've not seen him in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure. I can't remember why.
But yeah, like Brandon said, I'm probably looking forward to this match. One of the most. The writing's been great. I think RJ City's been involved with some of the writing. Obviously, they've done a lot of taken from the inspiration from the movies, and and also they're both very excellent wrestlers. I think Mariah's probably going to win for the London. Yeah, she's going to win in her hometown. I think last year when they had it with Saraya winning and all her family coming out. So I think, and obviously Tony's had a great. Doesn't need the belt now. She's completely transformed the women's division, and she's gonna, can go on and do other stories, and she won't be forgotten about. So I think it's time for a title change there. But yeah, I think this is going to probably be. It's going to be most not. Like everyone's going to have their favorite match, but I think this will be everyone's second favorite, if not favorite match of the night.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a hell of a ride.
She could be the next one to go. I hate to say it. To go to WWE. I think she's ready for that kind of audience now. I think, I don't think she'll retain it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the next move for her. It wouldn't be good for AEW at all. Contract where she's at, but I wouldn't be surprised.
We just need to go on Twitter and say that we think they're rubbish, and then Triple H will read it and go, yeah. Because apparently that's what he does. That's his research.
I went on there and said Jake Cargill was really good, so I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I'm sure she's been very vocal in like media scrums and in interviews and stuff about being very thankful for Tony Khan for giving her the opportunity to come over and like reinvent herself and all that kind of stuff. So I do wonder whether there's like a loyalty there now because he's given her that chance.
Money.
But yeah, you've got a valid point. But I'd like to believe that she stick around because I don't watch WWE all that much. That's not news, is it? So is there going to be the Casino Gauntlet match? Is the 30 wrestlers in it? Did I read that correctly? Yeah, it's going to be wild, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
very happy about this one.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. There's loads of wrestlers that haven't got match that I would love to see. So I think that this match is going to be that opportunity, really, isn't it? Like Pac, the fact he doesn't have a match is deeply, deeply upsetting. I know it just sucks. And then you've got possibly Ricochet making his debut. You've got God, my mind just has gone blank.
Maybe Michael Oku.
Many people. Michael Oku.
Yeah,
that was that's possible. Maybe just maybe Zack Sabre Jr.
I'll tell you someone else I'd like to see in there as well, because I think he's been one of the best wrestlers in the country, this year. Luke Jacobs.
Yeah, man. Oh, mate, he's smashing it. Like he could be a double UK champion by the time all in rolls on.
I'm a bit worried. I'm a bit worried. On the Monday, he's got they're having a rematch. Him and Lycos at Progress. And I didn't realize that was happening until I checked the card today, and I was like, "Oh crap! He's definitely going to beat Oku at WrestleMania, and he's definitely going to lose on the Monday, isn't he?"
Is there some kind of competition between the two?
I think it's friendly, isn't it? But it's not But
WWE.
But I think we're just kind of like fan fiction saying, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if Luke Jacobs came out with the Rev Pro and the Progress belt, and that was him, like the belt collector?"
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
it'd be cool for those belts to actually get that kind of stage as well.
It really was.
I'm going to all three. So I'm going Rev Pro, AEW, and Progress, and I was trying to put storylines together because I was half hoping Michael Oku would get himself involved with the MJF because he lost to him. Can't see it, but I think it would be cool to see some of those guys because last year they weren't. I think you were telling me that they were security guards or something. Rubbish.
Yeah, contract signing.
Yeah, they were on the show. Yeah,
so I think it would be cool they actually, because he has been there. Tony Khan's been at Crystal Palace. He has taken the biggest star over there. I think Michael Oku is quality as well.
Yeah.
I think he's good enough to hold his own within a lot of those matches. Luke Jacobs, I love the way he just comes in, smashes people up, doesn't say much. Been quality all year. So seeing those guys week in, week out, I'm really keen for them to be at AEW as well, just selfishly, because it's like cool, like I know who they are, sort of thing. Because you have a lot of people that going, "Who's that?" And I'm like, it's very selfish.
Yeah. You can be that guy in the crowd, just like, "Oh my God, it's Luke Jacobs!" Everyone's just like, "Oh."
Yeah, I mean, another one of our favourites, like Leon Slater. I'm not sure if the TNA thing would prevent him from appearing on an AEW show, but all our UK indie favourites, get them all in.
Trent Seven.
Yeah, quite literally. So this is like an opportunity for like lots of surprises. I've no idea who's going to win, but the winner gets a title match. A guaranteed world title shot. There you go.
Is it
so?
Jay appears in that. Is that not underselling his entry into it? He was underused by WWE, not properly used. Quality wrestler, really. Should he be coming in the 30 man? I don't know. He should be coming in like as a star. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being negative, but I just think it should be bigger than that with his entry into it for me.
Yeah.
It
works. They all come in like groups of 4, isn't it? The casino rules, I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it usually is like that.
Yeah, they say the diamond pack, and then they will run out, and then the hearts.
Oh yeah, good show. Yeah,
but it could change. But yeah, if he does like a Ric Flair and he comes out at number 1 and ends to number 30, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
If
he comes out number 30 and then wins.
Yeah.
For sure. I think I really hope Jay White is going to be in this match and wins, or Pac. Jay White or Pac. They're my shouts to win this match.
Yeah.
Is he
Takeshita? Come on, give.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm quite surprised Takeshita's not on the card actually.
Yeah, shout out to Takeshita because he's been absolutely owning it in New Japan in the G1. I'm sure he's fresh, ready and raring to get back in the ring for AEW. Whether you take a holiday after the G1 schedule, or maybe not, take a holiday to London. So this brings to like the penultimate match, and it's going to be a real slobber knocker, to quote our old favourite JR. We've got the rematch between MJF and Will Ospreay for the American Championship, right? So I've been loving the whole MJF American hates the English kind of thing. His match against Eric last week or the weekend before was amazing. Came out in the Hogan colours, just giving it the big one. It was just absolutely tremendous. Great match as well. Go watch that match if you haven't seen it. I'm so ready for this. Like, what can they possibly do after going for an hour? What could they possibly do again?
Hour and a half.
Yeah, two of the best doing it on the planet at the moment. So I'm sure they could just do it over and over and over again. It'd be just as exciting as the last. So Michael, do you want to kick us off on this one? What do you think about this match? How's it going to go?
Yeah, I would just let him wrestle. I wouldn't let Ospreay on the mic. because he goes on for ages and ages. He's but as a wrestler, they're both just quality. They're both, and they're very different in style, but they work, both of them. And I think they know how good they both are, which is, I don't know if there is going to be a twist with a run out. I don't know. I feel like there's got to be something to break this kind of whole, we're going to go for another hour. I don't know if there's going to be someone come out and affect it in some way. It's that or the main event. I feel like something is going to happen in either one of those. I don't know why, not based on any knowledge or anything at all, but just feel like they need something's going to happen in one of those two matches that is not expected in terms of someone getting involved. Maybe this one, or maybe more so the main event. But let them wrestle. Let them do what they do, because some of the things they were doing. I mean, I was raving the other day about the Swerve Ospreay match about a month and a half ago. Oh my word! I was watching that online, just like, what on earth? And they're coming up with moves that you didn't even think were possible. I'm surprised. 4 of those guys in the last 2 matches, I'm surprised they're still going. There's been no injuries. Because some of the things they do is like, wow. So I can't call it. I don't know who's going to win either of those ones. Same with the main.
Brandon, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, I think MJF and Will Ospreay is one of the most interesting matchups I've probably watched in a while, because it shows the basically I think the evolution of wrestling in the last 30, 40 years. I think MJF has that very old style, the very 80s, 90s style. And I think watching him, you can tell, that he's wrestling on that kind of style. And then Will Ospreay is like, the high flyer, the move guy, the guy that brings the shock factor. So I think that them wrestling together it's a really interesting matchup anyway. I didn't expect him to go for an hour the first time, or just shy of an hour. I thought that was an insane match. I am quite surprised there's no stipulation to this though. Like something like maybe an Iron Man match, or no rules, or no disqualifications because MJF used the ring. I did think there was going to be some kind of stipulation, because I feel like if he just pulls the ring out again, like what's the point?
Well, they are having like a face-to-face thing on Dynamite, aren't they? So maybe there might be a stipulation added, but that remains to be seen. We'll find out on Dynamite. Please continue, Snowden.
Yeah, well, let's call that my prediction then. Some kind of stipulation, I think, will make the match interesting. In terms of who's going to win, I think I'm probably going to give the edge to Ospreay, just because it's Wembley. He's been talking about Wembley for forever, since the last show. He obviously loves performing in Wembley. It does look like it's probably the last time he's going to get to do it, and for at least another 2 years. So. Yeah, I can see him going over, and also I can see Michael Oku somehow getting involved in the match, and maybe helping Ospreay make that happen.
Yeah, true. Scott?
Yeah, it's going to be basically echoing what both of you guys have said. Just let him get on with it. It's going to be a great match, and just seeing how both those guys have got here, and like Brandon was saying, it's like MJF's got this character which is basically like a case study in American wrestling history. Everything he, from like the eye pokes, what he was doing last year, to the kangaroo kicks, to the shenanigans. He's just such an incredible wrestling mind. But also, when you hear people say, "No, he's not that great a wrestler," you cannot go now with Will Ospreay and be a subpar wrestler. That's it. Whether you like him or not. And seeing him last couple of weeks ago at the RevPro show, which kind of caught everyone by surprise, was seeing him wrestle up close. just his expressions, the way he sells stuff, the way he's always on, the whole, he had everyone like eating out of the palm of his hand. And, and credit to Oka as well. Again, this guy's keeping up with Ospreay, he's keeping up with MJF, so he's got to be in the conversation when you talk about top wrestlers in the country at the moment. And just like the other thing is that belt, the All Atlantic, now the American, used to be, what was it called? And then
International, I think.
Yeah, it's had so many names, but credit to the original vision, which was it would be defended. Like Pac came over and defended it. Orange Cassidy defended it at Rev Pro show as well, which was again another big surprise. So that it isn't one of those instances where they say this is the reason we're doing this belt is to promote AEW overseas and then not do anything with it. You've been able to go and see those guys wrestle up close at Rev Pro shows for 20, 30 quid, and that's quality. Where I sat the other week, a few rows in front, that belt was on an old plastic chair, and I was like, that's what I love about wrestling, is that I'm at York Hall sweating my nads off in a bloody greenhouse, and the belt is there, and in 2-3 weeks time that belt's going to be in the middle of Wembley Stadium with 50,000 people going crazy for it. So that's the beauty of pro wrestling, and the fact, we can have it on both those levels, and we're so lucky right now. And like Mike was saying, is like you're going to have 3 shows over the weekend. Then post that, you've got New Japan coming back. You got the big show up at Doncaster. You got all the independents. The GYV's Burning Heart. You got Tidal. You got True Grit. You got all these great promotions right now, and it's a worry that WWE buys everything up that it likes the look of, and even stuff that it doesn't like the look of. But if AEW like the look of it, it will buy it, and just to go nya and then not know what to do with it necessarily all the time. But I think there's only so many people you can buy up, and for everyone that makes that move up from AEW to WWE, because let's face it, that's what it is. That's sort of the top. You can't get any higher than that exposure wise. There's so many people that could step up into Rev Pro, to a New Japan, to an AEW now. And, we've seen, these guys in the last 5 years just really excel and become like the top guys. And both their styles complement each other so well. And it's going to be, just get a ticket, get down there. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, and if you're in the nosebleeds, bring binoculars.
Opera glasses.
Yeah. Monocles. It's going to rule. This match is going to rule, like, completely. First match was just unbelievable. Like, they'd gone half an hour before I'd even realised that they'd gone half an hour. Like, it felt like 5-10 minutes. It was just like, oh shit, half an hour, and they're still going. Wow, what's going to happen here? I quite like the idea of MJF retaining, but also think Ospreay is going to get the big home Raw with taking the title back kind of thing. But MJF's only had the belt for like a few shots, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just here for a good time, and this match will be an absolutely good time.
Maybe if. Sorry to interrupt. If Ospreay can get the actual belt back, but then MJF refuses to give up the American Championship, and still comes out like nothing's happened.
Another title. Let's go. Create them all. No. Which brings us to our main event for the evening, which is the final countdown. It's being called as the title versus career match. We've got the AEW World Title match between Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. Fellas, Bryan Danielson's winning the title, isn't he?
I feel like he is.
Yeah, yes. Let's go. Go on, Michael. You seem to disagree.
I think you're going to have Ospreay winning. I think Ospreay will win. I was like, wee, and then Danielson will lose. And then he puts Swerve over. Swerve's got this whole. I like his persona actually, the evil mother. I like what he does. The way Danielson's talking is a bit concerning about his neck. Rest him. Keeps going about family, not against family. Don't get me wrong, but talking about his family, he wanted to spend time with. I think it's very possible he loses, and probably comes back at some point, but we don't see him for a while. I think he's almost a bit Seth Rollins, banged up, patched up. Probably does need a break. If not, he will just stop. But I'd be gutted. I would be gutted if he lost, but I just can't. Yeah. I can't see him winning the title and then having to do all the stuff to go with that. The week in, week out. I know they're not as regular as WWE, but I'm concerned about that one. There's a couple over the weekend where you've got the Korea. There's a tag team match in RevPro where Sunshine Machine, mate, they've got their career on the line as well, and you're thinking, where are you going with that? I mean, and that one, I don't actually know where you're going with that, but with this one, I can see it. The reasoning behind it is probably him. A great match. It'll be a great match.
It's going to rule.
I think he's going to lose. Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong.
I just don't. I don't know whether they'll end such a huge show on like a down note, because it's that would mean his career's over, kind of thing. So that's what's making me. I mean, the main thing that makes me think that he's winning on Sunday is the fact that they announced Wrestle Dream for Tacoma, Washington, which is Danielson's hometown, in October. So I think he's going to win the title here and then potentially actually lose and then retire properly in his hometown. And it's on my birthday as well, which is kind of like bittersweet. Bittersweet. Happy birthday, Danielson's retired. Great stuff. Cheers very much. My heartbreak
is over. They have the Ospreay the last match, and then the Swerve Danielson is the penultimate one. Then everyone's like, and then Ospreay forget that. He's
that's definitely a way to do it for sure. I mean, what do you guys think, Brandon? What do you think of how this match is going to go? About everything, about Danielson going to retire?
I see it going one of three ways. So the first one is Danielson just loses, Swerve retains, Danielson retires. That's the first way. Second way, Danielson wins, but then retires anyway. From full-time action, the belt gets determined in some kind of tournament. You know how Tony Khan loves his tournaments. Winner of the tournament becomes the new champion. Or the third way is Danielson wins, turns like serious heel, like WWE heel, like what we've seen a few years ago, and he's like, I'm only defending this belt on a pay-per-view. So he doesn't have to wrestle full time, like he said he wasn't going to. So he only has to defend on a pay-per-view. And then he says something like, when I lose the belt, I'm done. And then he goes on to lose at Wrestle Dream, like you say.
Interesting. Scott?
Yeah, that's an interesting, like if Danielson wins, gives us all the feel-good moment, just I think to coin a term, the moment of having Danielson with the championship at Wembley as the final countdown plays for 50,000 people, and I think every time that Bryan Danielson gets injured and he's laying on the floor doing the twitch thing, or he got his leg caught. Remember when he got his leg caught and Jim Cornette bought it and said, well, that's a reckless way to set up a ring. And then Bryan Danielson was like, yeah, I was just shitting with you. I was just kidding, because he's like the biggest wind up there is, They asked him on an interview this week, what ribs have you played? And he's like, mine are too cerebral and I can't go into them. He goes, I'm not the kind of guy that will just shit in a bag. I will mess with you for years and you might not even ever know. but and I think he's just the way his mind works. And I think he's saying with the neck, with the family, with the fact that he can see himself, he's coming to terms with not wrestling forever. I think that's kind of his little Easter eggs of when he's laying there twitching. And I every time I'm watching a pay-per-view and he's laying there and I'm thinking, shit, he's really hurt himself, and then he doesn't, and I'm like, you fucker. But you've fooled me again every bloody time. So yeah. I can see him winning, going on to Wrestle Dream. I know he wants Swerve to kind of be the next guy from Seattle to carry that kind of legacy that Danielson's had, and for this generation to have him be that guy. So I can see him dropping it there. So like maybe a short-term thing, but maybe an angle to go into that, because it's kind of like Swerve's kind of face. They're both kind of like tweeners, aren't they? They kind of like Blackpool Combat Club. They kind of they're too popular for everyone to boo them, so they kind of have that we don't like you guys, but wink wink, we're the good guys. So I think if Danielson was to win, and then on the Dynamite after, he's like, I can't believe you guys were cheering me as Swerve almost ended my life, broke my neck, my child would never see me walk again, and you lot are fickle, screw you. And everyone's boo, I can't believe we cheered you for winning. And then that gives you the storyline going into Wrestle Dream, Danielson as going out as a heel, but a heel in his hometown where he will get cheered anyway.
Yes, that could be a way to go for sure. I don't know. I was just kind of like, I decided in my brain a few days ago that he's winning the title. He's going to be champ, and then the whole Wrestle Dream thing, he's going to go in as champ and maybe retire in his town and kind of thing.
Yeah. Leave 20 minutes early to beat the traffic and just say that he won. And that's the end. And I'm never watching AEW again. And he won. The end of wrestling was Bryan Danielson won.
Well, yeah, but my coach home's at midnight, and it's about a 45 to 50-minute journey on you to get there. So leaving early might be on the cards, but also
you'll be all right.
I don't want to miss the moment at all. So that's the way I'm going anyway. I'm going for Danielson champ, although Swerve retaining would be an amazing moment for him, and he deserves it every single time. He smashes it, and he's another person that was discarded by WWE far too early. And one of my good friends, long time friends, I messaged him saying, like, if AEW sign Swerve Strickland, that would be the absolute mad notes. Like, he'd been released like the day of, and here we are. Fast forward 2, 3, whatever years. And he is on the run of a lifetime, smashing it like world champ, and absolutely deserves every single moment. And he's worked so hard. It's great to see that the hard work's paying off, and it's a blessing to have another place where people that unfortunately don't work out in one place get to go somewhere else and progress their careers and make a name for themselves and stuff. So I mean, there's many at this point, but Swerve and Tony Storm are the true like standouts of in that kind of ilk for me, ones that weren't quite given the time and effort, and they've just gone somewhere else and proved that they are that damn good. So any other thoughts to add before we wrap up, fellas?
Just really looking forward to it now. It's
pumped.
Yeah,
really pumped. I think we're going to see a lot of returns, maybe even some debuts, and a lot of nail biting moments. Definitely.
Yeah, I am so incredibly psyched. I was psyched for this to talk to all of you guys about what you thought about everything, and now that the conversation has been mostly had, I am even more psyched for Sunday, and I can't wait to get on that coach and just start making my way to London and stuff. So yeah, setting off at 9 a.m. So that should be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm going down a few days early, so
nice.
I might head to, because last year me and my dad drove up on the day of the show, and when we got there, we went to the Hilton where they was all staying, and there was taking pictures with everyone. CM Punk was just outside taking pictures with everyone, and a couple of the others came out as well. So might head down before and see if I can grab any pictures before.
Yeah, good.
Nice, man. That'd be cool. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, also that's a good mention because they'll all be in Wales tomorrow, won't they? So they'll all be heading London way for rehearsals from, I would guess, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, they would have just started setting up because I think Taylor Swift's last show was today.
It's on now, yeah.
Yeah, so the setup will begin tomorrow, which gotta say, bit of a letdown from 70,000 last year to 50, but it's still going to be good.
Still though, 50,000 people at a wrestling show for a company that isn't WWE.
It's still absolutely
should be celebrated, to be honest with you,
100%.
because it just wasn't possible before AEW came along. So absolutely fantastic. So yeah, all good, fellas. Right? Are we? I think we should start wrapping up now. We've gone over a little bit over what I was aiming the show to, but that's absolutely fine. I kind of knew it was going to happen, so we just roll with the punches, don't we? Right, yeah. So thank you very much for joining us on this extra special bonus show for the All In show on Sunday. I hope everybody that's watching this is going to be in the crowd, having a great time on Sunday also. And if you are not, then that's unfortunate. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. Do you want to tell the people where they can find you on social media? Scott, you want to go first, dude?
Yeah, Scenes of Graphite Horror. Follow me on Instagram there. Just for some bits and pieces, drawings, wrestling stuff, and news.
I suppose. Good at the drawing. Brandon?
Yeah, it's just Instagram. Brandon MCC14. I should have some good wrestling stuff coming soon and like fitness gym stuff as well. So yeah, be cool.
Wrestler in training. It's cool to see your videos and your updates and stuff. So keep at it, dude. I look forward to when you have your first match announced and stuff. That'd be so cool to see. I
had a bit of a setback with my my wrist. But we're getting back at it as soon as we can.
Yeah, awesome, man. Keep at it, man. Michael, what about yourself?
I'm just on my Instagram, High Tops and Happiness, just random. Like mine's full of either wrestling or football. And the UK show, take about 15,000 photos and post them, and you can barely see who they are because there's too many of them. But yeah, most of my British wrestling scene is my kind of thing at the moment, and that's why I'm really excited with the AEW stuff because there's that tie-in together. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's really cool to see everything kind of like tying in and getting the attention of people just on the wrestlers on the independents and stuff. It's cool for them to be given such a platform to come over to like AEW and whatnot. It's fantastic. And anyway, I run the Instagram for the left side, so it's at WTLS316. Drop me a message. I'll reply to my stories and always kind of posting conversation points and stuff up there. Otherwise, you can also find the link tree for the left side on the Instagram, where you can find the YouTube, the Facebook, the TikTok, and all the Twitter, all that good stuff. But that is taken care of by our resident hero, Lord Nicholas Towers. So shout out to Nick. So anyway, yeah, if you are still with us at the end of the show, then thank you very much. It is very much appreciated. And yeah, all good. Thanks, gents.
Thank you.
All right.